It's been quite a week for Lucasfilm and the Star Wars fan base. Hashtag Fire Kathleen Kennedy continues to ring out amongst the fandom as Kathleen Kennedy remains in hiding. Star Wars YouTube page and its other social media platforms are filled with comments like, "We love Gina Carano, fire Kathleen Kennedy." But will Lucasfilm take any note? Tonight, we're going to discuss whether or not Kathleen Kennedy is on her way out. Also, we'll discuss Bob Chapek's recent comments about Kathleen Kennedy, praising her on her work. Last but not least, we've got some excellent casting news for the Obi-Wan Kenobi show. A former Game of Thrones star is now reported to be working on the show. We're going to break it down all right now, so sit back and relax with the Lost Jedi Podcast. Yo, you know who it is.
Yo,
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Lost Jedi Podcast. I got gum in my mouth, so this will not be a good intro, but how's everyone doing tonight? My camera's already glitching. Yeah, I'm going to have to reset it, Justin. But anyway, let me get through this intro. My name is ABJ, and I am joined by as always, by the industrious, the illustrious, the people's champ, the four-time Force Dueler of Octo, Justin is lost.
dude,
How you feeling, man?
I've been looking for a new Twitter bio, and I think I might have just found it. So,
Dude, let me write your Twitter bio.
all right, go ahead, dude. I'm desperately in need of one, but dude, I don't know why every time I try to write a Twitter bio, I just get like a huge creative block. I don't know what's happening, but I cannot write a Twitter bio. It's a mental thing. But
You're overthinking it, my guy. You're just overthinking it.
dude, I am. I want it to be so clever, and I'm just not clever, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, I've been feeling good. Like I know
I
last
didn't
time
say that, you did.
I know last time I was like complaining about being sick and stuff, but yeah, that feels like forever ago, dude.
All right, so look, I'm glad you're feeling better. What we're going to do really quick is go over some show notes because I'm freezing. Now, what we're going to do is before we even hit show notes, I'm going to restart my camera because it's messing up. We're bugging out. Can you even hear me?
Yeah, I can.
You can hear me. Okay, I don't know if the chat can hear me. But all right, chat, I'm going to restart my camera. I'm going to let him take over just for a second.
It's tradition.
And then
man.
it is tradition for some reason. And then we're going to go over some show notes, as Josh from the Den of Nerds likes to say. I'll be right back. Justin, you have the floor.
All right, please, people, type something in the chat so I have something to talk about because I really don't know what the hell to say right now. But what's up, Abe? Thank you for coming. Potato Hype says, "Can we yeet Kathleen Kennedy away?" Hopefully, man. Cylord87 says, "Howdy from Texas. What's up, man? Hope you're doing okay. Hope you didn't get too affected by the blackout stuff. Kind of sucks. I don't want to dox myself, but where I live, there was some blackouts too, and it really did suck. But even though it was only for a couple hours, so it's really nothing compared to the Texas stuff that happened." Zach says, "Fire Kathleen Kennedy. 100% agree. Please, someone type something in the chat so I can talk about it, man. I don't know what's going on. But Darth Vader versus Anakin Skywalker. It's the same person, man. No, I'm playing. Anakin would win. That's on me. But a lot of people say otherwise. I don't even understand how you can say otherwise. Anakin's, I don't know, man. I don't want to get into it. Let's see. Cylord says, "We're good. Did not get the blackout." That's good, man. Happy for that because that stuff is crazy. Where's ABJ? Dude, ABJ left me alone, man. It happens every show at least once. We're getting out the way early for this one. Let's see. Andrew says, "Rumor that George is coming back. Thoughts?" Yeah, it was kind of debunked. Me and ABJ both did videos on it, but I don't know. I don't know. Right after I made the video, I got a little bit more skeptical on it. I do still think it's a possibility, but the fact that it was for the Andor show was a big red flag for me because I think if he was going to come back, it would be for something that John and Dave were doing, not the Andor show. What I think that is him getting credit for probably someone like Vader, or now there's rumors that Obi-Wan's going to be in the Andor show. So I think he's going to get credit for a character, because if you look at the actual credit on IMDb, it says writer and then it says characters in parentheses next to it. So it's probably just a writing credit for one of the characters that he created, either Obi-Wan or Vader. So go back to the chat.
Hello there.
Back. Yeah, what's up?
It's General Kenobi. Yo, okay, so hopefully I'm not freezing anymore. How you folks doing? Justin, thank you for holding it down while the black man was not around. Right now, we're going to go over some show notes. What's up, chat? I see y'all, by the way. Thank you for being here. We got a good show, as always. It's always a good show on the Lost Jedi Podcast. You know what I'm saying? So, some topics for tonight. The Star Wars YouTube channel is getting crazy ratioed. I shouldn't be laughing at that, but I love it. Also, Kathleen Kennedy to be fired? ? Okay, now I made a skit that made some people mad because some people thought it was like the actual thing had happened. All right, and I changed the title. It says skit in the title now, so people getting mad at it are not reading the title. So we'll talk about that later. Also, in the show, we got Daisy Ridley speaking out on Gina Carano. My boy Justin uploaded a really good video on that today. You guys should definitely go check it out. Not now, gotta watch the show, but after the show, go check it out. Bill Burr speaking on Gina Carano as well. A lot of different people saying a lot of different things about this whole Gina Carano situation. And then last but not least, Justin was talking about this with you guys a little bit. Kenobi. It's got some rumors, some news even. That show is heating up. It's getting spicy. It's getting saucy. And we're going to talk about it. And then last but not least, because this is a Star Wars podcast first and foremost, but I feel like I have to get some things off my chest about the Wanda Vision finale. With a little spoiler talk. Maybe a little bit of ranting as well. Because I feel some type of way about that finale, Justin.
I feel like a lot of people are going to feel some type of way. But I'll save it for later.
You know what? You know what's weird? I just got this like bad smell in my nose as soon as they mentioned the finale. It's rotting to the core. Actually, you know what? I'm sizing it right now. I didn't hate it. Okay, we'll get into it. But for now, let's get into our first topic, which is the Star Wars YouTube channel getting crazy ratio. Now, you guys have seen this everywhere, I'm sure, because I actually didn't make a video on it yet. I haven't made a video on it yet because I feel like everyone and their mama has. And I don't know what I would add to the situation, but to tell you, yeah, it's happening. Which you already know. So I thought we, at least on the podcast, though, would discuss between us two compadres, this whole situation. Now, if you don't know what's happening, I'm going to break it down like a fraction for you. Basically, every time Star Wars, the YouTube channel, uploads anything, like I think now, the last video they had up, is got like 1,000 likes. That they went up today, I think, and it's got 7,000 dislikes, almost 8,000 dislikes. That's a crazy ratio. It's a crazy ratio right there. I was almost worried about my skit getting ratioed because people were mad that it wasn't true, but it's whatever. It's got like almost 600 likes and like 40 something dislikes now.
That's people, like every video for me, dude.
Well. Anyway, so yeah, but it's getting crazy ratio. So before I got some stuff I want to say about this. Before I say anything, what are your thoughts about this whole situation that's going on with the Star Wars socials? Not just YouTube. It's like on Twitter, people are going crazy as well. You just can't downvote something on Twitter. Yeah,
it's also on the Walt Disney Studios YouTube channel as well.
Forgot about that.
It's not as bad over there, but they're
doing them dirty.
Starting.
They taking them over there to the House of Mouse himself.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm usually against this type of stuff. You know, I'm really against the ratioing, cancel culture type of stuff.
You hating on the haters, huh?
But I mean, this time around, I don't know. I don't want to be a hypocrite, but I just feel like it has to be done. Like at some point we got to play dirty if the other side is going to play dirty constantly. Like, we're either going to give in and play dirty, or we're just going to keep getting messed over and over again. Because because of them playing dirty, starting these hashtags, these cancel hashtags, ratioing people on their side, it's working. You know, they're getting people like Gina Carano fired. They have people like Bill Burr, who is like, I would say, an uncancelable person until now. Like, I think it's
Nah, you
possible
can't
now.
cancel Bill Burr. Nah, there's no
But
way.
even he
Can't
is
cancel.
scared though. Like
He
I mean,
is,
we're going to
yeah.
talk about that later, so I won't go too in depth, but the fact that Bill Burr is scared of being canceled says a lot.
Yeah. It's crazy time to live in. But, you know, I totally disagree with you about fighting dirty. My mother and my father both taught me to fight dirty. And, you know, kick a man when he's down, all that good stuff. Throw sand in his eyes, lemon juice in his cuts, all that good stuff. No, in all seriousness, yeah, I kind of agree with you on the fact that, like, cancel culture is horrible. But at this point, I don't really think can be considered cancel culture. Because, like, with cancel culture, yeah, someone makes a mistake. Maybe they're sorry or maybe they aren't sorry. And then we just take their whole life away from them. Like, with Kathleen Kennedy, like, and with this whole situation going on with the YouTube channels, no one is trying to cancel Star Wars. You know, as a matter of fact, I'll be the first on record to say this, even though some might disagree with me. I'm not trying to cancel Kathleen Kennedy. I just want her away from Lucasfilm. Look, if she wants to go work for Paramount, or I don't know, they could probably definitely use her help over there. But anyone but Lucasfilm and Star Wars, it's Gucci, man. You know, like, I'm fine with that. Just stay. You don't need to be in Star Wars. Like, look, she might actually be a talented person. Okay. I'm sure to have her job for so long in other forms or other places in Hollywood, she has to have some kind of talent, right? I mean, George said he liked her. So obviously she just had to have some type of talent.
Right.
But with this, like, I'm a big fan of, just because you were good at, like, this side of a job doesn't mean you'll always be good at the other side of the job. So just because you were good at one company or two companies doesn't mean you'll be good at all of them. You know, obviously she's just not a good fit for Lucasfilm. Okay. Yeah. She's just not a good fit. So in my opinion, you got to go. I don't care where you go. It's like they say, you know, you ain't gotta go home, but you got to get up out of here. All right. So, I'm getting a little ahead of myself here. But as far as the channel being ratioed, I don't consider that being cancel culture. I just consider it fans finally standing up and saying, we have had enough. But my question to you is, like, and I said this in the intro of the podcast, like, do you think Disney is actually, you know, are they actually taking notice? You know, like, obviously they've seen it. I mean, we know they've seen it because, you know, it's everywhere. But do you think they care? Like, do they care enough to do something about it? I guess I should say.
At this point, I would say no.
Oh, thank you, bro. Thank you for liking the video. Go ahead.
Yeah, at this point, I would say no. I think because most of the time, this type of situation just blows over in at most a month. I would say probably just a week. And I think they're probably assuming the same thing's going to happen here. They're probably just like, okay, let's.
But it hasn't. It's been like 2.
Yeah, but okay. Even if they assume it's not gonna go away. Is what I'm getting at. Like, because this isn't about Gina Carano. I mean, it is. That's what lit the flame. But it's been
Gina
smoldering.
is a symptom. Yeah, Gina is a symptom.
Right.
The bigger problem.
And also, this is just what's like igniting everything to happen. This stuff has been building up for years and years. Like, ever since the release of The Last Jedi. For some people, even the release of The Force Awakens, a lot of people didn't like it, whatever. But this stuff has been building up for so long. And the Gina Carano just kind of was the event that set everyone off. And it was like, okay, even people that like the sequels, that don't like the sequels, it's kind of just like something has to change. Because not only are people at Lucasfilm getting treated unfairly and getting fired for having opinions, but also the potential for Star Wars is just crazy. When you have someone that's running it that actually knows how to run a studio and is a Star Wars fan. So I think, like, yes, eventually they'll take notice, but as of now, they're probably just thinking it's going to blow over. I would assume.
Yeah, you know, people always say that. Oh wait, hold on, I gotta address something in the chat real quick. Did you pluck your eyebrows? Who are you asking?
I did.
I haven't. So that's a swift no from both of us. Like, here's my thing though. That threw me off. they say the internet forgets, right? And it has a short memory. And in some ways it does. It's like, they're laughing at something right now. They're mad about something right now. They'll move on to something the next day. That's what the SJWs on the internet love to do, at least. It's like, we got that person. We're moving on to the next. But if Disney's thinking that is going to happen with Star Wars fans, they're sorely mistaken. Star Wars fans never forget. They don't let go of anything. You got fans still mad about the prequels. You got fans still mad about a lot of stuff. So if they think that Star Wars fans are just going to, oh, yeah, we're cool. People have been mad at Kathleen Kennedy for a long time, my guy. Yeah. You had some people after, even though I kind of like The Force Awakens in a lot of ways, you got people after The Force Awakens saying, we don't like Kathleen. It's been like that for a while. And then after The Last Jedi, it really got crazy. It really got saucy. And now it's just exploding. So to say that, for them to think that Star Wars fans will forget, I think they're sorely mistaken. I think a big part of this might be, though, they think that the people that are on their side, or the fans that are not as, like, I guess you could say passionate about Star Wars, are going to carry them through this. But I don't think so, man. I really don't. I think, like, if they don't make a statement, if they don't do something soon, like, it's just gonna, because how long can you ignore this? Like, how long can you continue to post after post and see nothing but comments about Gina Carano, or nothing but 10,000 dislikes and 1,000 likes?
Yeah,
it's crazy.
What did they do other than fire Kathleen Kennedy? There is nothing that will make the fans happy right now, and even that, people are still going to be mad about Gina Carano. So they would have to fire Kathleen Kennedy and rehire Gina Carano, which isn't going to happen.
Okay, so let's talk about that.
Okay,
continue though.
No, I was just going to say both of those things have to happen for us to be happy, and both, I don't know, they're not both going to happen, I don't think.
Yeah, so I'll be honest. I made a video about this too, about could Gina come back, but that was before her interview came out. Now, after the interview, there's no way, like, until Hell freezes over. Unless Hell freezes over, she's not coming back. Not only because I don't really think she wants to come back, but also after she said everything she said, Disney's like, well, yeah, no. There's no way she can come back now. But that's fine. I mean, it's not fine, but I mean, it is what it is. I think at this point, the only thing Disney can do to appease fans is to fire Kathleen. Now, I was going to make a video about this, and I might, I'm going to make a video about this podcast that happens every week, and I still might, all right? But I'm of the opinion that Kathleen will be fired because of all the things I've said in my other videos and everything we just said. But I don't think it's going to be the traditional, like, Kathleen's being let go. I think it is, her contract is almost out. Okay. I think it's going to be one of those things where it's like, they're going to be like, basically they're going to allow her to resign. And that probably won't be told to us. Maybe it'll get leaked somehow and, or whatever. Someone will claim they heard it. But I feel like it's more like going to be behind the scenes. Look, Kathleen, like, we appreciate everything you've done for us, and blah, blah, blah. We're sorry this is happening to you, but, basically just ask her to resign and kind of let her go with some dignity. Like, she's going to move on to other projects and they're going to bring in whoever. I honestly think that's the only way they do it. There's no way they make like a big statement like, yeah, Kathleen, we saw you guys hating her, so she had to go. We got her out of here. And the biggest problem, and I think the problem Disney may have too, is who do you get to step in to fill her shoes? Not that there's not people out there that I'm sure are capable, but we all want John. Let me ask the chat right now, chat. As Star Wars fans, who would you like to see step in and take Kathleen Kennedy's place? I give you guys like a minute to let us know. And I ask you, John, who do you think? I mean, John, I ask you, Justin, who do you think you would want to see step in?
Speaking as Jon Favreau, I would like myself. But not playing. But look, Jon Favreau, obviously, if he were to take over Lucasfilm, things would be great. But do we really want someone with the creative talent of Jon Favreau to be worried about the stuff that a studio head has to worry about? Because you have to remember, a lot of people always forget this, but Lucasfilm is a lot more than just Star Wars. And also, when you're head of the studio, there's a lot more to worry about than just content creation. You have to worry about so many things that Kathleen Kennedy has done wrong, But okay, the people saying Dave Filoni, you gotta think about something. If you say Jon Favreau, that's respectable because Jon Favreau has so much experience in Hollywood. He knows how it works.
He's respectable, man.
He's made movies. He's produced movies. He's been around the business for a long time and been very successful. Dave Filoni has not. He's done, I think he's directed 2 live action episodes, maybe 3 of TV. Never even done a movie before. He hasn't been around the business that long, especially in the live action business.
See, I like everything you're saying. Continue. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Thank you. But I don't know. Jon Favreau, I think, would be a great studio head. But also, I want him creating content. I don't want him worrying about hiring directors for content that he's not working on. Because the studio head is going to hire someone and then kind of be hands off. John would love to be hands on, but there's so much you have to do as a studio head. You can't be hands on for every project. I want Jon Favreau creating The Mandalorian, helping Filoni make the Filoniverse, maybe making movies and trilogies in the future. I don't want him being the studio head. That's just me. But
man, I gotta say something, Justin. Gotta say something.
What?
Well, hopefully my dogs don't start play fighting, but I gotta say something. You just took the words right out of my black mouth, okay? Because I wanted to ask the chat, right? And as you can see, the chat said basically what I thought the chat would say. I know you suckers. I know what y'all was going to say. Look, we got John, Favreau or Filoni, John, Dave Filoni. yeah, Dave Filoni. I thought for a second that said John Filoni. I don't know why. I honestly think John. Yeah, so look, the chat thinks John or Dave. And don't get me wrong, I could see why everyone would think that, right? And I got one of my members, Ginger Halo. She's awesome, by the way, or he's awesome. I don't know either way. Jon Favreau is a great artist. He could do it, but he might not want to give up his current work. Yes. So here's what I'm thinking. Here's what I've been having to marinate in my mind over the past few days, right? John is great. Don't get me wrong. And Dave is great. But I think a lot of the times, as fans especially, we forget, and my dogs would agree with me, we forget that just because you are a great artist and great at writing and great at making films.
He don't want you to say anything about.
They don't want me to say it.
They want Jon Favreau to be the studio head, I think.
They do. My dogs, they're huge fans. We forget that also with that president role, there's a lot of business to be done. Okay. And I don't know if John and Dave are up for that, So yeah. That's what I'm going to say. I'm going to let you keep talking while I tell my dog to stop.
Okay.
Hold on one second.
I'm going to just read some chats so that we don't get ahead of stuff. Bono Cat says Quentin Tarantino. Yeah, that's questionable. But let's move on. Andrew says, I might get some hate, but how about Kevin Feige? Dude. Your mic's muted, ABJ. Your mic's. What'd you say? Hello.
Hold up just a second. Did someone say Quentin Tarantino on the chat? Oh, nah. My dog don't like that either. Hold on.
Andrew says, I might get some hate, but how about Kevin Feige? Look, man, I've made videos on that in the past. I think that Kevin Feige is going to be more involved in Star Wars than he's willing to admit. Because, I mean, look, the guy said over and over, no. He's like, I'm not more involved in Star Wars than I'm saying. But even if he was, he wouldn't tell us. He wouldn't even be allowed to tell us. So he's also
said you calling my man Kevin a liar?
Yeah, dude.
Is that what you're saying?
But I'll be happy if you lie.
Kevin's a good, clean white man. He don't lie, man.
Hey, he lies about all kind of stuff.
Kevin's not even his real name. No, I don't know, man. You think he's really going to come over to Star Wars? I mean, I'm all for it. He's been doing a good job with MCU. Up until that finale episode, what was up with that, Kevin?
Come on, man.
I got words for you, Kevin. I'll meet you at 3:00 outside the studio.
Look, I don't think he'll be the studio head. I just think he's going to be more involved than he's admitting, I think.
Well, see, I heard a little birdie told me, or should I say a little porg told me, that the niggas over at Lucasfilm don't want his help. That's what I heard. Now, I don't know if that's true. It's a rumor. It's a rumor. Okay, rumor report. Sound off. But they don't want his help. That's what I heard.
You got to be an idiot. You got to be an idiot to not want that guy's help.
Well, who are we talking about here?
That's
we got
true.
people like Pablo Hidalgo, Kathleen Kennedy.
That's true, but like you got to be an idiot, like a real like dumb. I can't say the words, but you got to be a dude.
Got to be an oxymoron.
He's arguably the most successful person in the history of Hollywood. Like that guy has done something that no one else has ever done, and I don't know if anyone will ever do it again. Oh,
I love that. He used to have red hair, right? That beautiful set of red hair.
Bro, has anyone spotted Kevin Feige without a hat on in like the last 10 years?
Got that male balding pattern on. But yeah, I don't know, man. Like I feel like I would love for him to do it or to step in and help. But really, how much can that man do? I'm wondering how he's doing anything already. There's like 10,000 Marvel projects at any given time. Like, how is this man? Maybe that's why he failed us on the finale. No, I will get to that. But
no, look, okay. I don't know that much. I'm not like a Marvel like YouTuber. So I don't know that much about what I'm about to say, but I did hear someone say, if anyone knows who John Campea is, yeah, he gets a lot of hate. I know, please don't go off on me. But he said that Kevin Feige has been kind of like teaching someone like an apprentice type thing, a girl. I forgot her name. I always forget her name. But apparently he's like, hold
on. Did this man John just take the Hawkeye and Kate Bishop storyline and apply it to Kevin Feige?
Man. No.
That's what it said. That's what it sounded like.
No, it's just
I'll let you continue.
It's kind of like how George Lucas was with Kathleen. Like he taught, or Kathleen and Dave Filoni. It's like his apprentice type thing. He's like grooming her to be the next studio head.
That sounds weird when you say grooming. Groomers. That could be applied to many different things. No, but see, that's the thing though. Like maybe he just didn't stick with Kathleen. Because Dave, like he must have soaked it up like a sponge or something.
Yeah. I
don't know what happened with Kathleen.
Yeah, I don't think Kathleen was too interested in the lore. I think she was more just like pure business.
Does that, maybe that speaks to something. Maybe, is it possible that Lucasfilm has always had these like business problems, like as far as stuff goes, and like Kathleen's just been trying to put holes and plugs in the holes and never really had an accurate plan from the beginning because it's been broken since she got there. But that doesn't explain her messing up movie after movie, relationship with director after director. But see, you know what? No, we're not going to go down that rabbit hole. I just think she needs to go.
I have something to say about that real quick. So, okay, there's no excuse for it. But
no excuse.
But look, if we're being like reasonable, it sounds even bad saying it, but there is. So George Lucas was the writer and director for all three prequel movies.
I know where you're going. This is what I was thinking. I won't go down the hole, but I'm listening. Go ahead.
So she probably got the job and just kind of totally overlooked the part of having to tell a cohesive story because that has been George. Like they've needed no help with that. That has been George the whole time that she was there. Even in the original trilogy, I don't even know when she got to Lucasfilm, but even in the original trilogy, George just had the story and he kind of just hired his friends to direct them.
Right.
Whenever she got it and George was gone, she probably just totally overlooked the fact that they have to tell a cohesive story and that it should be planned out beforehand because she's never had to worry about that.
No. Ain't no way. That's rule number one in storytelling, okay? So that's her problem. She's not a storyteller.
Yeah, exactly. That was George.
But come on, bro. That should be like, I like to write and everything, but I'm not a professional writer. I am not a professional, Hollywood working individual. And I know that's storytelling 101 before you get started on a script for movies. You're doing a trilogy. You don't have I really just think, well, we all know to be the case. Them niggas spent $4 billion. And the mouse was like, we need that $4 billion back like yesterday, folks. So go out there and make us a movie. That's basically what happened.
I think Restro must have just like saw the title of your new video and kind of didn't click.
Yeah, bro, if you got clickbaited in any way, I don't know who would even put something like that in their title. That's messed up. No, the full video title says skit and discussion. Okay. All right.
Read the whole thing.
Just saying. Just read the whole thing, man. That's what words are for. But no, I understand some people just see the big headline and like, oh my God, she's gone. She's gone. The witch is dead. And then they watch the video like, this nigga playing.
The worst part is like, whenever they'll just click the video, they see the title and they're like, oh my God, she's fired. They'll click the video, comment, like, thank God Kathleen Kennedy's gone. You're like, oh man, I'm about to break this guy's heart.
Yeah, this guy's is like, man, my mom told me never to trust black people, and I know what she meant. Mike 0 for Lucasfilm, man. Oh God, no. Yeah, okay, yeah, y'all have fun with that. Serious about this though. What would you think about Theory, like actually working for Lucasfilm? I don't think it'll ever happen, just because they're idiots. But dude, they would have such goodwill with the fans, and but would they even allow him to do anything? I feel like, how much power would he really have? It would just be like a PR play. I feel like
he would kind of be like a puppet. I think.
Yeah. Look, the mouse would be, look, we hired one of your own. Love us. Come here, Pluto. Let's get a picture with Theory. Like it wouldn't be any. I don't really think it would be like real substance. Like he would have power. Like he wouldn't have that unlimited power. He would just.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it would be like it would be another Favreau situation, honestly. And plus, like, Theory's a YouTuber. He probably doesn't know the business side of Hollywood. I would love to see him like make Star Wars movies and shows. It's another Favreau situation. It's just like, I would love to see Theory's vision for a show or a movie.
Imagine Dave and them training him. Oh,
dude, I don't think he needs. I mean, training in the filmmaking side, yeah, but
like that.
He probably knows more than fuck. Oh shit!
Wow, this is a family-friendly show. That's
dude,
why
I am so sorry to anyone, any 5-year-olds in the chat.
Well, I said the N-word like 10 times already. So
that's true.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're right though. Like he knows a lot. I just think he would have to learn the making side,
Yeah.
But anyone like him, or even Drunk, man, like I don't think Drunk's really into that. Maybe I know he writes, so I would be cool to see him. Like anyone that's really passionate, that the YouTube fandom is crazy about. See, the only bad thing about that though, I'm about to break some of y'all's hearts, is that means they would probably also hit up like Star Wars Explained. God, I can't stand that man. Because he's just, I guess he's maybe like the second biggest Star Wars channel.
No, I think. Well, I don't know.
Or is that Eckhart's?
In this wave, I don't know.
Yeah, but he doesn't. I don't really count him because he has like a million subs and he gets like 60,000 views at the most every video. It's very weird. I'm not hating on him or anything. It's just like, I feel like he has a lot of subs, but I don't know how active his channel really is.
Yeah, I haven't.
Man, more than me. He gets more views than me. I'm just saying.
Obviously,
he's doing something right.
I haven't seen a video of his in so long. Like I don't see them pop up anymore. That's all.
Ezra says, "Why does Star Wars have to have drama?" I don't know, but to be honest, if it didn't have any drama, I wouldn't have any content to make. That's the thing too. I want to address. I want to address that big fat elephant in the room. And no, not me. I'm talking about basically. And I only saw maybe 1 or 2 comments like this, but I read all the comments, okay? And I saw comments of people, like I think 2 people were saying, dude, this channel used to be so positive and now it's just drama. And I think it's always kind of been drama. But my thing is I always wanted to talk about Star Wars news and do like reviews and stuff. And the unfortunate side of that is lately all the news is drama. But what I pride myself on and what I feel like, and maybe, the chat can tell me if they feel differently. Like, I think I approach it in a way where, and I'm not going to say any names, but other Star Wars YouTube channels may get like really intense on you and they'll scream at you in the mic. Kind of like how I do on the podcast, but it's just because I'm playing. But like, they get really intense and I think they kind of turn everything up to 100. And I just try to like, have a level head about it, and just report what's going on. Of course, I'll laugh about it. I'll say what I agree with, what I don't agree with. But I think there's a way to report the news without being like so dramatic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, guys, we gotta burn down Lucasfilm. Lucasfilm will never change their puppets of the corporate machine. I told you once. If I said it once, I've said it 10,000 times. You know, there's channels like that, and that's fine. Like, I'm not saying they're bad. I'm just saying I don't want to be like that. You know, I'd rather just be me. I'm not like that in person.
Yeah.
So I try to just be kind of chill about it and just be like, look, this is what's happening. It sucks. What are these niggas doing? And then move on.
Yeah. I feel the same way, dude. I've always said that, Theory and Josh from Den of Nerds were like my main inspirations for making the channel. And like Theory was a huge inspiration for me, but I've always wanted to have a channel like Den of Nerds. Like I've always wanted, like, dude, I love like the speculation and like casting rumors. Yeah, like dude, the casting rumors, like the plot leaks and stuff. That stuff is so interesting to me.
It's juicy, bro. It's juicy. It's very juicy. Oh, thank you, Ginger Halo. You're very positive and chill, even when the news is bad. It's not depressing. And your videos make me laugh. Well, I'm glad they make you laugh. I do enjoy making them. I'm just a very lazy person. On top of, I do have a personal life, obviously. So it's just like, there's so much stuff I want to make and do that I don't get around to making or doing.
Yeah,
that's why I can't wait until hopefully one day this becomes like my job. You know, that like this is just what I do when I wake up. You know, but yeah, because that's what I really want to get into. The Marvel side of news, I want to do more of that because it's not as depressing for one, and it's just so fun to speculate about. That's why my plan with Winter Soldier, and Falcon and Winter Soldier is I want to do breakdowns for like the show before it comes out, what's going on with it, all that good stuff. So
yeah.
That's the plan. Also, shout out to just disappeared. Restro for the $1.99 or the 99-cent super chat. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you sending that in. Appreciate it. He said I had a $1 still line 9. I appreciate that, man. You didn't have to, but that's awesome. Yeah, so I think we said our piece on this.
Yeah.
We're gonna move on to something that is more in your domain, which is Daisy Ridley speaking on getting fired, or Gina Carano getting fired. But hold on, I'm having premonitions. I had a thought, and then it left me. It left me that quick. It was something about what we were just talking about. All right, whatever. Just talk about the Daisy Ridley Gina Carano situation.
All right.
It'll come back to me maybe like a boomerang. I don't know.
So pretty much, Daisy Ridley did an interview with Yahoo. She was asked about the Gina Carano getting fired situation. And when the interviewer asked her about Gina Carano getting fired, trying to get her to talk about Gina Carano being fired, the interviewer also mentioned Ted Cruz's comments on Gina Carano. Ted Cruz kind of defended Gina Carano, saying that he said that she wasn't a princess, she wasn't an emotional Jedi, kind of like making fun of emotional Jedi. I don't know. You can spin it any way you want to. They decided to spin it. Screen Rant decided to spin it in a way that was saying that him saying she wasn't an emotional Jedi was a dig at Rey. So Daisy Ridley spun it in her, that type of way, the selfish way. Ended up not talking about Gina Carano at all in the response, and pretty much just taking a jab at Ted Cruz for leaving Texas while the blackouts were happening. And look, man, I'm not gonna lie. If I was rich and I could go to Cancun whenever I wanted, and my power was out and it was freezing, I'm gone, dude. I'm gone. I'm not trying.
But he has an obligation to the people. He has to help the people, doesn't he?
What can he do in Texas that he can't do from Cancun? He's not going to go flip the.
I'm not Ted Cruz. I don't know,
bro. I'm gone. But anyway, there was another. She went on Jimmy Kimmel after that. He asked her about it, and Daisy ended up saying that J.J. Abrams texted her and Josh Gad texted her, saying that her comments were badass. So she pretty much gave the Disney response to the question. Like I said in my video, she doesn't know about American politics. She's not from here. She's not educated on it. But she does know that Disney doesn't like Republicans. Like, I don't know if
you better say black people.
That too. It depends on what country they're advertising in. But Disney doesn't like Republicans. So she was like, you know what? I know Ted Cruz is Republican. Let's just bash him. That way Disney still likes me. Pretty much that's what happened. And she got confirmation that Disney does still like her from J.J. Abrams and Josh Gad. So yeah, that's pretty much the gist of the situation.
Yo, like this man said, I love Star Wars, man. I just wanted to see some bad A stuff, not just that soft A sequel trilogy stuff. I don't know how you go from Anakin to Luke to Kyle slash Kylo. I love the prequel. I love the original. Yeah, I mean, here's my thing. Like you said, like it was kind of. I don't know about the soft. That's not really how I feel about it. I just think it's bad writing. But I mean, I guess when you think about it, I mean, Anakin he's pretty cool guy, man. He's a pretty bad guy, man. Killed babies. Luke killed his dad. Not really, but so it's I get what you're saying. I don't really think it was soft. I just think it was bad writing, just in general. Bad writing.
Brandon also says in the chat, who I think he meant who isn't an emotionally tortured Jedi, also said that in my video. He could literally be referring to any main character that's a Jedi. Like Luke was emotionally tortured, Anakin, Obi-Wan, any Jedi that's a main character was emotionally tortured, even Grogu now. So why do they just assume he's talking about Rey? Maybe he was just giving her a compliment.
Maybe, but that's the thing too. Is like we always say that we want to be a Jedi if we could be. Like you usually ask any Star Wars fan, if you could be in the Star Wars galaxy, what would you be? Oh, I'd be a Jedi or a Sith. But you think about it, man, they have some terrible lives. Like the Sith have terrible lives. I don't even have to go into why. And then the Jedi, man, they just emotionally, this all messed up. This is a bad time to be alive, or either or. Yeah.
There's never peace. It's just always like fighting, man.
Yeah. So anyway, I don't know. I don't know what she meant, or what he meant, I should say, by the things he said. I mean, you could try to read in between the lines, but who knows what he really meant. Also, the whole Ted Cruz situation, how to get political. Like, I agree with you, like what you said. What could that man really have done? But I think it's one of those situations where it's like anything PR. Like him leaving is just a really bad look. So, he had to know people were going to say something. I'm not saying that he could have done anything from where he was. I don't really blame the guy for wanting to get out of Hoth. But that's neither here nor there. This is not the Ted Cruz podcast. But I just think that Daisy, she gave the response she knew Disney would be happy with. Like you said, she didn't even really mention Gina. She was probably like, "Yeah, I'm gonna stay. I'm gonna stay out of that one." Does that lead you to believe? I mean, obviously Disney is like such a big player in Hollywood. They basically are Hollywood at this point. But does that lead you to believe that is it on the cards for Rey to come back?
100%, dude. Dude, she's coming back. Like you could tell after episode 9, most actors are kind of done with it. Like Adam Driver's being professional about it because he's a professional dude. Like he's a perfect person. Like he just doesn't say anything bad. But John Boyega's done with it. Oscar Isaac's done with it. And they've made that clear. Daisy Ridley has over time gotten more and more open to the idea of coming back, and she's made it public. And you can just tell by watching her interviews. Just over time, she's opening up to the idea. Bro, she's coming back. And Rogue Squadron. What is that? What is that new movie called?
Rogue Squadron. Yeah, I'm not. Am I the only person that's not excited about that?
I was until I saw Wonder Woman.
Yeah, I'm like any other Star Wars fan. I like X-Wings. I like blowy up things in space, but I don't know if I want a whole movie about X-Wing pilots.
I agree, 100% agree.
Bruh, we just got 3 terrible movies. And you're telling me what we're getting next is a movie about X-Wing pilots? Nah, bro. I want to see some Jedi. I want to see no X-Wing pilots, my guy. Maybe in between the sequel, the new movies, a new trilogy or something, but not. I don't think that should be your flagship new movie after you just gave us those sequels.
Yeah.
Not to worry, guys. We got Rogue Squadron.
The
old video game.
Yeah. A lot of people got mad too whenever, because The Mandalorian, obviously they didn't show Baby Yoda or Grogu in the marketing for season 1, so nobody knew that was going to happen. A lot of people were assuming there was going to be no Force users. And then when Grogu showed up, they got pissed, dude. They were so mad that there was a Force user in The Mandalorian. And I'm just
All those people like that are fans are weird to me.
I know. It's like, do you really, if you don't like Force users in the Star Wars content, do you really like Star Wars? Because that's kind of what it's all about.
I think some people were arguing that, we get so many Force users already, and but
Yeah.
not really. Have you seen the sequels? I mean, yeah, we got Force stuff in it, but one very good. Yeah, so her speaking out on that, what she said to me is very expected. I would have been more surprised if she had been like, I stand with Gina Carano. I can't do it right. I can't do it, Daisy Ridley. I'm Bryce Skywalker. I can't do it.
Sound like a battle cry, dude.
hold on. Let's see if I can do it. I'm Ray Skywalker. No, I can't. I sound like the little kid.
You sound like Paddington, dude. You ever seen Paddington?
Kind of look like Paddington. No, but I kind of sound like the kid in episode 3. Master Skywalker, what are we going to do? There's too many of them. You're about to get killed. Yeah, this is not unexpected coming from her. And like someone in the chat said, I don't know if it's that she's been typecast as Rey and that's why she's not getting work. I don't know what it is. I think she's a fine actress.
I think she's getting. I don't know where people are getting this from that she's not getting work. Like, I don't know if people realize, but there's not that many productions happening right now. And I think she had Chaos Walking just come out. I'm pretty sure it just came out.
I heard that joint's garbage.
Yeah, I heard it was bad too.
Well, see, I've read most of that book because there's a trilogy of them. And I never finished it. It was actually really good. I don't know why I didn't finish it, but I remember thinking when I saw they're making a movie, I was like, that's gonna be tough. It's one of those books. It's one of those books where like the book is really entertaining and interesting and different, but it's like I don't know how they're gonna put that on the big screen. So yeah. Also, I don't think she fits that character at all. Like when I read that book. And I was like, Daisy Ridley is her? No, that's weird.
You know what they did? They said,
"Who's hot?"
Nobody really cares about this. Like nobody. Like I mean, I've never heard of Chaos Walking. I'm sure there's a lot of people that have, but it's not like going to be a huge movie just based off the name. So they're probably just like, let's get Rey, let's get Spider-Man, and let's market it like that.
Yeah. They were like, "Who's hot right now? Let's do that." And here's the thing, too. I think Hollywood underestimates their audience so much. I get we got to think about international and everything, but like, okay, for instance, like I don't think that was a movie that was ever going to do huge overseas money anyway. So the original title of the book is way better. Chaos Walking is actually the name of the trilogy, but the book is actually called The Knife of Never Letting Go, which is a very interesting title. And the actual book has a lot to do with, letting go of your trauma and all that different stuff and of past lives and all that kind of stuff, which is very all interesting, and I just think that title in itself is more of a like, what is that? Instead of just Chaos Walk. It just sounds like very like generic sci-fi movie, like The Knife of Never Letting Go. I would be like, what is this? What knife? What did they not let go? I think they underestimate their audiences so much. But I'm sure someone in the department was like, well, there's marketing, and over in this country, they're not going to understand what that might mean. So, anyway, classic Hollywood getting in their own way.
By the way, I think that movie has a 27 on Rotten Tomatoes right now. So yeah,
that's tough.
Not too good.
That's tough. That's what Rise of Skywalker should have. I said it.
It's true.
I said it. And my cat keeps jumping in my lap. Anyway, let's move on from this Daisy Ridley stuff. She is a great actress, but I don't really think she'll have a huge future. I'm just being honest. I think Rey is her peak.
Also, just one more quick thing. I think that this isn't Daisy Ridley's fault. I think this is just her being brainwashed.
My cat hates me. Yeah, I agree with that. Before we move on, that's a good point. But I don't even know if this is brainwashed. It's more of her just not wanting to not be able to work. She wants to be able to work.
Yeah.
And I think we all underestimate what we would do in that situation. Gina Carano is a very strong person. I agree with that. What she did was right. She stood up for what she believes in. But I think even I have to admit, as a person, that would be in it's a hard situation to find yourself in. Do I fold, or do I, stand up. If I fold, I get to work. If I don't, then all my dreams are out the door. It's tough. It's not right, but it's tough.
It's even an easier choice for someone that doesn't live in America. She doesn't even know about what's happening. Like, it's kind of, for her, it's like, do I comment on these politics that I really don't care about at all, or do I keep my job? And it's an easy choice. She keeps her job.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm a space cat. Oh, space kitty. All right, let's move. I feel like chat is like, what is this? If anyone just join, they're like, what did I just come in on? What is happening? But anyway, let's move on to another person who spoke out about Gina Carano lately. If my cat will stop hitting the camera. This is why I can't hold you during the podcast. You mess stuff up. Bill Burr also spoke out about Gina Carano. I was also going to make a video on this, but I feel like everyone's seen it already. This is what I'm saying, Justin, right? This is what I'm saying here, okay? There's so many videos that if I had more time, I could jump on them right away. You know how that goes. But I don't have so much time in the day. Oh, my cat, she's climbing on my leg with her claws. Oh, it hurt. I don't have so much time in a day to get to stuff. So it is what it is. But Bill Burr recently spoke out in a podcast. I think it's called the Bill Burt Show or something like that. Before we get to that, let me get to this super sticker that Ginger Halo sent. Thank you so much for the 99-cent super sticker.
What is a super sticker? I keep seeing those. I don't even know what that is.
It's like a little emoji. We can't see it here in the studio, but it's a little emoji, and you can attach money to it. So thank you. I'm sorry I can't see what emoji sticker it is, but I'm sure it is filled with love. But yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying, right? Like, what was I saying? Oh yeah, Bill Burt podcast. Yeah, so he talked about Gina Carano on there, and in my opinion, you could just see. I wish I had an excerpt. If I was a smart person, I would have downloaded it for you guys to see, but that's also a lot of work. He was very he was a very, very smart person because he danced around the whole situation. He said a lot, but not too much at the same time. In my opinion, he doesn't agree with Gina getting fired, which he basically said, but he's in a rock and a hard place because he knows they could come after him first. And he even said, like, I'm on that show. I got, he knows he's got to be careful.
Yeah.
What did you take away from the podcast?
Yeah, he pretty much just defended her as a person and didn't defend her actions. And he was very careful about doing that. Like, he said that she was like a sweetheart, a great person. But I think that, for one, I don't think he really understood what the post meant. Like, a lot of people don't. And someone kind of had to explain it to him on the podcast.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't defend that post, which, I mean, smart move, if you want to keep your job, don't defend the post that got someone fired. But yeah, he just reiterated over and over that she was a great person, which everyone knows already. She keeps on spreading this positivity, this love on social media, but he wouldn't defend her actions, which is understandable.
Yeah. And, he doesn't want to lose his job. I understand that, like you said. My thing is with all of this is it not weird to you that everyone that has been willing to speak up about Gina Carano and say more than, or say anything, because I don't think Pablo or anyone said anything publicly, because, I mean, for obvious reasons. Is it not weird to you that everyone who has at least spoken up about Gina, maybe if they don't even defend what she said, they all say that she's a wonderful person. She was so sweet and nice. Yet everyone wants to paint her. People who don't even know her are reacting to posts online that trigger them. They all want to paint that she's this terrible, horrible human being that hates people. Like, if that was the case, why does everyone who knows her say otherwise? Like, why? Like, you would think, here's the thing, when there's always like Harvey Weinstein, for example, like when all his stuff came out, people were finally able to like make jokes about him, without having to worry about it or say stuff like, yeah, man, that dude was horrible. I'm so glad he's gone. Right. Yeah. So if she was so bad, This would be everyone's perfect time to be like, oh my god, yes, working with her was a nightmare. You could smell the racism on her from a mile away. Or like Carl Weathers, like, yeah, she made me really uncomfortable. I was afraid she's gonna call me the N-word the whole season.
Yeah.
But instead they're like saying, no, she's great. I loved her. It's a beautiful human.
Yeah. We haven't heard anyone, people around Star Wars tweet bad stuff about Gina Carano. Like, what's the guy's name that voiced Kanan from Rebels?
Freddie Prinze Jr. Yeah. I remember him from back in the day.
He tweeted a gif of like him slapping a woman or something like that, like the day that she got fired. So it was like,
that nigga he be wilding, bro. He really be wilding, man.
That dude's, I don't know. He got some problems, but yeah, pretty much. Like, even someone said in the chat, Carl Weathers is vaguely supporting her. He's like retweeting old advertisements of him and Gina, tweeting stuff like, how can people have this much hate in your heart? Like he's saying like whatever someone has done to you, you got to let that go. Stuff like that. Just supporting her without saying her name, pretty much.
Y'all need to take some lessons from that man, Carl Weathers, because he lived longer than any of us. He didn't seen it all, man. He's been around the block, I'm sure, a few times, especially working in Hollywood. He didn't seen some crazy stuff. So
remind me to tell you something off stream about him, because I don't want to dox myself, but yeah, I got something to say.
Okay. But yeah, so anyway, I just think it's a messed up situation, man. It's a messed up situation for her.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. And I really am worried. Are you worried they're coming for Bill Burr? I think they might try. But I can't see it. I can't see him being canceled because
he might get fired off The Mandalorian, but he won't get canceled.
Really? You think they're gonna fire? I can't imagine them firing him. Because
he didn't say anything fireable. I don't think, even in Disney's eyes.
Well, they're gonna dig up all his, his stand up and stuff he said on his podcast about women or whatever. But that's the thing. He's a comedian. Like, how do you gotta draw a line? Like, I think it's gonna be harder to cancel a comedian for saying like. One, stuff that people find funny, and two, for obviously you can say, it's a joke. It's not meant to be taken seriously. That's what makes it funny, because it's messed up. You know?
Right. They're literally paid to say edgy stuff.
Yeah. So and here's the thing about comedy. Like, I don't consider I consider myself to be funny at times, but I don't consider myself to be like, Bill Burr comedy genius or nothing. But like, I know enough about comedy to say one of the things that makes people or makes a comedian is they say stuff that we're all thinking, but either we're too afraid to say it or we just know that's something you should never say in general. But they're able to say it in a way that's just so hilarious. They're able to bring out all the stupid things about life that we have to dance around every day. Like, if your mama's fat, you might feel some type of way about it, but she's fat, bro, and it's funny.
Yep.
But anyway, I just think it's going to be harder to cancel him than the SJWs did for Gina. Like, I think they'll have a harder time with him.
Well, yeah, 100%. I feel like there's only two people that's uncancelable, like right now, and it's Dave Chappelle and Bill Burr.
Hold on, your camera's lagging.
Oh no. It's probably my internet. Oh man.
You're good. I think you're good now.
I won't make any sudden moves.
Oh no, you're lagging a little bit still. But anyway, go ahead. Bill Burr and Dave Chappelle.
Should I just turn it off or what?
Nah, you're good. Go ahead.
All right, yeah. I was just saying, like, I feel like there's only two uncancelables in the world, and it's Dave Chappelle and Bill Burr. And the fact that, Joe Rogan doesn't say anything edgy, really, though. He just kind of, I don't know, man. I'm not gonna go into it, but the fact that Bill Burr is having to dance around certain topics. Kind of scary,
Yeah, I think too, though. Maybe you think differently. I actually foresee that if something happens where they come after him, I could see Bill like just being like, the heck with this. I'm not dealing with this, and like not even letting it go like into a fight. Like Gina fought, I don't even see him fighting it. I just think him just being like, yeah. Man, they fired me. Well, whatever, man. That's kind of his personality, I think. Like, forget him. I don't need him. I don't really like Star Wars anyway.
Yeah.
The money was cool, but it is what it is. I'm not putting up with this. Can't even make a joke nowadays. I feel bad for any comedians trying to come up in today's world, because you can't say anything, man.
Yeah, I don't think that Bill Burr, for one, definitely doesn't need the money from The Mandalorian. I think it's kind of just a for fun type of project for him. So I think if he starts getting harassed or getting censored by Disney, if they start telling him that he can only say certain things on Twitter, social media, I think he's gone, dude. I don't think he's gonna stick around. I don't think he's there for that, dude. He doesn't need Disney for money. He doesn't need Disney for exposure. He's got everything already. He doesn't need it.
Does he even tweet?
I don't know. I don't follow him on anything.
Obviously, I mean, for what you just said is interesting, because don't you think he already signed something? Being that he's working on The Mandalorian, he had to sign something about social media, don't you think?
Like what?
I don't know. That's what everyone tries to say about Gina. Well, she had to have signed something. She agreed to work for Disney. Of course, she signed something about social media.
The thing about that is, like, are they signing stuff that says you can only not tweet about the Gina's politics? Because, like, if that's the case, Pedro Pascal needs to be fired too, because he's tweeting about the same stuff.
Well, it might not even be because apparently now they've changed their policy to don't talk about politics, I think, on social media. But everyone was trying to make the argument that, well, she works for Disney and she probably signed stuff to not say these edgy things, and she was saying them. But if that's the case, then do you think Bill Burr's it's Bill Burr? I mean, he's Bill Burr. He's not gonna not say something edgy.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know. See that there's so many holes in people's arguments and logic.
Yeah, I don't think Bill Burr is the type of person to sign a contract saying that he has to be centered or something. Like, I don't think that's the case.
Eastland says they're making I would agree that for people like Bill Burr who don't necessarily need Disney, yes, they probably are making themselves less attractive to those type of people. But for people like Daisy Ridley, or I don't know, just talented actors looking for work, I think they're just gonna get on board and shut up. They just want to work. Unless you're somebody like, Bill Burr, who's like, this really isn't what I do anyway. And
we're talking like
I got money.
People like Kevin Feige, though, people that have been established that we want to be brought on, that you might be onto something there.
Oh, just being like, yeah, I'm gonna stay out of this whole Lucasfilm mess. This is a mess. Because I feel like that's what we forget. Like, yes, it is Disney. It's all Disney. But these branches, they run themselves. They just have an overhead, which is Disney, who they go to for money, and they go through for this and that, and they have to get approved for stuff. But who's actually running the business? Like, Kevin Feige is running the ship over there. Yeah. I'm sure he has to go to the big dogs. He has to go to the mouse on certain things, but it shows just in the way he runs stuff and the way Lucasfilm is run is two different companies, really.
Yeah.
They're under the same, mouse, but two different companies entirely.
Yep. For sure.
All right, guys, let's move on to the Kenobi show heating up.
Still freezing, by the way?
Yeah, a little bit off and on.
Yeah.
We don't have to spend too much time talking about Kenobi, because I feel like this is one of those news that isn't really a ton of news. It's like news, but it's not news. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't know if you guys heard. What is her name? Her name is
it's kind of hard to pronounce it.
Hold on, let me see if I can find it. No. That's about Cassian Andor. Her name is Indira Varma. I think that's how you say it. And she played on Game of Thrones, lovely kid family friendly show. Played on Game of Thrones. She is a wonderful actress. I've seen a little bit of what she did in that show, but I'm not a huge Game of Thrones, fan or anything. And I'm kind of glad I'm not, after what they did with the last season. So, well, I mean, what do you think of this news? I mean, are you excited? Do you care?
Yeah.
Who do you she could be.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited, not because of her, really. I mean, I know that she's a great actress and that she was great in Game of Thrones or whatever. I haven't seen Game of Thrones, so I don't know. I've seen like the first season or whatever. But yeah, I hear that she's a great actress, but I'm more just excited that there's finally movement on the Kenobi show because it's been pretty quiet. You know, we had like they scrapped the script a while ago, brought on Deborah Chow, and then it kind of just went silent. You know, they made the announcement about Hayden coming back. That was reassuring. But then once again, it went silent. So it's kind of just like really good that we finally have some movement and we finally have a cast outside of the main character.
Right. Yeah, a lot of people are saying like they said she could play Satine in a flashback. I mean, I don't think she's Satine. I think she's a new character. Because here's the thing, we always when these shows are getting cast, we always say, "Oh, maybe she's this character, maybe he's this character." And I think a lot of times we forget that there's going to be new characters introduced in these shows, right? So I don't really know if I see her as a Satine. Isn't Satine a more of a pale-ish person?
Yeah, they could cast a much better person to play Satine, I think.
Yeah, like I'm not saying because she's, I don't know what ethnicity she is. I'm not saying I'm against, anyone of another ethnicity playing a character. I just don't think she looks as much like Satine as someone else could.
Yeah.
And I think it would just be jarring for people who have been a fan of Clone Wars and whatnot to see her, and they're like, she doesn't really look like Satine to me. Because I think that Filoni is very careful with the characters that, like, he wants them to look a certain way. He wants it to look like they did in the cartoon to a certain degree, So I don't think she's Satine. I don't. I wouldn't be mad at it. I just don't. I don't see it.
Yeah, if they were gonna, I don't know, man. I feel like a lot of people just see a female cast, and then they're like, yeah, exactly. It's like, no, there's other characters other than Satine that this could be.
They could cast Samuel Jackson with a wig. Satine. Is that Satine?
Right. Well, yeah, it's not Satine. Now Ventress, maybe it could be Ventress.
I mean, yeah, with the right makeup, but why isn't Ventress dead?
I'll be honest, I don't remember.
I'm pretty sure Ventress's dad Dooku killed her, didn't he?
Yeah, that's true.
Count Dookie.
But yeah, I don't. Wait, no.
She's dead, dude. She dies by the end of Clone Wars. I'm pretty certain.
Okay, maybe she did. I don't remember.
Yo, chat, school us on that. Isn't Ventress dead?
Yeah, she did die. She did die for sure. But I don't know.
And I heard that like she's not. Oh, she died in a novel. Does that novel take? Okay, well, I don't know when the novel takes place. That's
whatever, man.
That's not in Disney canon. Not like it's canon, right? So yeah, she's dead. She's graveyard dead, guys.
All right, well, never mind then.
Now, something else interesting. And I'll pull up the article. Hold on, let me see if I can screen share. Let me see if I can share my screen. And you know what I mean. Oh, I got a rhyme for everything. Hold on. Can you guys? Hold on. Can you guys see? Can you smell what I'm cooking? Hold on. Here we go. So, apparently, Andor is picking up, according to Screen Rant, which they're pretty right a lot of the time, is picking up Obi-Wan for Cassian Andor in a recurring role. So not just like a, cameo. Now, this is interesting to say the least. I'm not going to read this. If you guys want to read it for yourself, you literally can just Google Obi-Wan Kenobi show or series and like look at the news tab, and it's like the second thing. But yeah, I just think this is interesting, and I want to know what you guys think in the chat. Like, is this a possibility, or do you think Screen Rant's wrong about this? Screen Rant has been, in my opinion, they've been right, but they've also been, off. And here's the thing: when they have been off, I feel like they've gotten some things right about what their supposed leaks, and then the rest was not exactly right. So that's just me, though. I mean, I don't I don't know. My thing is this kind of makes sense because we did just get that article or leak saying that Darth Vader was supposed to show up in this show, right? And what if Obi-Wan and him meet in this show and in the Obi-Wan Kenobi show? I don't know. I'm just speculating here. And we've also got to give people a reason to want to go and watch Andor, right? And a character like Kenobi and Darth Vader, like, I mean, everyone's gonna come on board for that, right? I mean, come on. So I don't know. Hold on, let me see. Yo, Justin, you ready to come back?
Yeah.
You good?
Yeah, I'm
okay.
good.
Yeah, so I don't know, man. What do you think? Do you think that Obi-Wan is really gonna show up in the Andor series? Is that a thing?
Okay. First, is my camera still freezing?
Yes.
Yes. All right, great. All right, so I don't know. I think it would be a genius marketing decision because I think the interest for the Andor is pretty low, and also it lines up timeline wise. So maybe just give him a little cameo. That way you can leak stuff like this. Say that Obi-Wan's going to be in the show, so people get more excited. So I think there's a high probability. Yes. Plus, we know that George Lucas was credited with a a lot of drama around that, but he's credited with a writing credit for characters. So even if he's not a writer on the show, he's credited for characters that he created. And who could that be? We've had rumors of Vader being in Andor. We've had rumors of now Obi-Wan being in Andor. So yeah, it's gonna be one of those two or both, maybe. Probably not both. That's a little bit too much, but one of those two will be in for sure.
Yeah, I think that. I mean, I think it's possible we get both, but I think that, like you said, you gotta kind of spice this thing up, and having Obi-Wan in there makes it a little bit, spicier, a lot spicier for the fans. And here's the thing: they can kind of make it work because, from what we understand, isn't Andor like a rebel spy type show?
Yeah.
So if we so we just have Obi-Wan working along with the rebels. I mean, who wouldn't get hyped to see Obi-Wan helping the rebels out, man? That'd be kind of cool. I think we'd all like to see that. So I'm all for it. But at this point, it kind of, well, I guess I shouldn't say anything until I see the show. But everything I've heard about the show to get excited so far has nothing to do with casting and Andor and all to do about the other characters.
Because it's like, dude,
who cares about them? Yeah.
Yeah, right. Like nobody, like, why are they making the show?
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, it could be cool, but I feel like at this point, like, why even make him be the character? Why not just write a whole new character that we don't know about,
Yeah.
And call it, I don't know. What's a good undercover?
I got a bone to pick with Disney on this one too.
Uh-oh.
What's up with them being so lazy on their naming of their show? Every single show that they make is just the names of the characters that's in the show.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
We got Loki, we got Falcon and Winter Soldier, we got Wanda Vision, we got Andor, we got Kenobi, like Ahsoka, everything, dude.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like Wanda Vision is the only one that really fits because it's kind of a play on words.
Yeah.
Because of television, Wanda Vision, and like you're looking in. I mean, that one kind of works, but everyone else is kind of really lazy. Like, Wanda Vision. Anyway. Yeah, I agree with you though. It's kind of weird. I mean, the Acolyte it's literally about a Sith Acolyte.
Yeah, I don't know.
That one maybe is a little bit better. That one maybe
I think so.
But all of them are kind of garbage. But anyway, I think we've said what we had to say about this. I'm not really excited for Andor. I am excited about Kenobi, and I am I'm anxious. I can't say that word. Anxiously awaiting his show and to see if he shows up in Andor.
Wait, is your camera
with that being said,
too? Like, what's happening right now? Is that just me?
Oh, I don't know. Is it? Oh, it was freezing for a second. I just saw it.
What is happening?
Are we both freezing? Welcome to the Freeze Podcast.
We're amateurs, man.
Uh-oh, what's happening?
We still got some stuff to say, man.
All right, have a good one, Ginger. Have a good one, Ginger. Okay, mine seems to be working a little bit better right now. So, you know what we'll do? We'll talk about just for a little bit our thoughts on the whatchamacallit, on the WandaVision finale. Then we'll get out of here since we're having technical difficulties. Thank you, chat, for rocking with us, by the way. Yes, Abe, I know we're both freezing. It's unfortunate. So WandaVision. I'm curious. What did you think of that finale?
Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I like it. Like I thought it was good.
We should probably say, because this is spoiler talk, as you can see. So if you have not seen the WandaVision spoilers, if you've not seen the finale,
yeah.
Before we get out of here, we are talking about spoilers. So either leave or put it on mute. I would say don't leave. Put it on mute. Do something, because spoiler talk, and I don't want to ruin your WandaVision experience. So anyway, with that being said, go ahead, Justin.
Yeah, so I think a lot of people were setting themselves up for disappointment by hyping the finale up so much. I think they had a lot of like the quote from Paul Bettany saying he was working with an actor on this show that he wanted to work with his entire life.
And trolled us.
Yeah, he was talking about himself. And what was the other one? Oh yeah, the engineer that they apparently hyped up. Yo, Dylan just donated. He doesn't even donate to my stream, bro.
That's tough.
Come on, bro.
He's trying to help the black man out, man. Thank you, Dylan, for helping the black man out. We appreciate you. And by black man, I am referring to Justin. But anyway, continue what you were saying, Justin.
Nah, so like, I don't know. Everybody was hyping up that engineer comment that they had, and then everybody was just hyping up the finale in general, just setting themselves up for disappointment. And it's like, I don't think there was any way that show could have lived up to the hype that it was getting. It's so hard for any show to end on a note that everyone likes. It is so hard. It rarely happens, especially for I don't know. Whenever they did leave a lot of crumbs that it felt like a little bit was underwhelming. Like I really felt like there was another cameo coming. I felt like the Ralph reveal was a little lame. Like I didn't like that Ralph reveal too much. I thought Ralph was going to be like
garbage.
Yeah, I felt like the Ralph reveal was going to be bigger. But that's the only complaint that I really have about the episode.
So yes, no, and yes, no, yes, to all the points you made. I don't know. I just randomly said that. I don't even know if that applies to what you said. So I agree with some of the stuff you had to say, and some of what you said, I'm just kind of like, no, I don't really agree. So basically my problem, and I'm going to do a full series review. That should be out Monday, okay? So look forward to that. If you haven't seen the episode, hopefully you'll have seen it by then. So here's my thing. And this is basically going to be, I guess you could say, my review in a nutshell. My problem with WandaVision is this. The first few episodes of WandaVision were not great for me, but it was the first thing Marvel we've had in so long. I was like, I'll give it a shot. And by episode 3, I was, entertained. I was entertained enough to be like, I would watch it. That day it came out, I didn't stay up to watch it. It was like, oh yeah, that's on, I'll watch it. But then by episode 4, which is the first time I ever did a watch party for it, which great move by me, it was amazing. And I was like, yo, I've got to keep watching this. And then it just got better and better. Like every episode after episode 4 was either better or just as good as the last episode. And so they were on this roll where they had me hooked. It's like we reeled you in with those first 3 episodes just to give you a taste. Then we lined you up with the greatness. And they did all of that only to get to the last episode. And then kind of like, okay, this is all we got. Sorry. We know we set a lot of stuff up, didn't answer some of it. Some of the answers weren't that satisfying. Like it's almost, this is how I liken it. It's like if you read a really good mystery novel, right? Or watch a really good mystery movie and you're like, oh man, what's going to happen next? Like, every page is a page turner only to find out in the end that the butler did it. And it's just like, oh, the butler. Like
Yeah.
that's how it felt. Like it felt like all of this build up, and I don't think it's just for me. It wasn't just the leaks, because I'm always the person that thinks, well, leaks might not even be real. To me, it was just that you got so consistently good, and then I get the last episode, and it's just meh.
But
Like,
why? Like what made it
yeah.
bad?
Well, I say it was just meh in the sense of like the Vision fight was great. I enjoyed the Vision fight, but then the fight between Agatha and Wanda, I didn't really think it was good. Like it's kind of boring. Just
Yeah.
shooting a little energy blast, and then Wanda lets her suck the energy from her. Gets all like old and wrinkly like a ball sack, and then and she's like, oh, yeah, actually, I wanted you to suck the energy out of me. Psych, I'm fine. Like it was
Yeah.
just like all of that. There was like no real payoff. Then the stakes with her kids, in my opinion, like it wasn't really that emotional when her kids showed up at the end to come help, and they were like getting deleted. And the dialogue between her and Agatha, I thought it was some of the writing in that show up to then was really good, and it just seemed sloppy. She was giving us a ton of exposition that I felt like we didn't need. Like
I
at
don't
that
know.
point, you are the Scarlet Witch. You're the most powerful. Like I'm a big fan of don't show, tell me. See, I know, and as you know, as a fellow nerd, we know that she's like one of the most powerful beings in the universe, right? But they have to explain to the normies, who this character is. But that's when you show, don't tell. So, and this crazy magic battle that you have happening, you don't have to tell me you're the most powerful being in the universe. Show me by what she does. Like, dang, she's doing some crazy stuff. You know what I mean? Like, this is insane when I'm watching. You don't have to. I don't know. And then the battle wasn't. I wasn't entertained.
Don't we kind of know that she's like one of the most powerful beings already, though, just based off what she's done, like by beating
Yeah.
Thanos?
Well,
Like,
not just that, but like by creating this entire
yeah,
reality.
yeah.
Like we know
So,
she's powerful.
yeah, I got two things real quick. The Monica Rambeau thing, I also agree. There was no payoff there. Like they set up a lot of stuff with her, and she just stood there and let bullets hit her for a second.
Yeah.
That was a little lame. Like I wanted her to do some like crazy stuff because I know she has like crazy powers. But one thing that I really enjoyed was I really thought they were going to do typical Disney, typical Marvel ending and have a happy ending. And they really didn't. Like I was so scared that there was going to be a happy ending to this show that I felt like can't have a happy ending. Like this show couldn't have had a perfect ending. In terms of like the characters couldn't have been 100% happy with the outcome. Like they had to be not okay with the outcome to an extent. And I think they weren't because, I mean, Wanda lost her kids and she lost that version of Vision, even though I think the kids are coming back because we didn't really see them go away. But she lost her little like piece of heaven or whatever that she had. And I was really glad that that happened. And I'm glad that that Vision didn't like stick around because I really thought they were going to find a way to do that. But man, I'm really sick of this like fake death universe stuff. Like, can we stop bringing back every single character?
Like every character comes back. It's crazy.
Like, okay, I want Iron Man back because it's Iron Man. I want Captain America back because it's Captain America. But Vision, let's just let Vision die so that next time there's a fight, I can go time someone dies now. I'm just going to assume they're coming back because it happens every single time, dude.
Yeah. It's pretty wild. A YouTuber I watch, that's like one of his friends' biggest gripes. It's like, he's dead. I know he's coming back. It's
Wait,
like,
you talking about Holden Hardman?
yeah.
Yeah, dude, I love that guy.
Yeah, it's the guys, he just knows that they're always coming back, and they do.
Yeah.
And so that's my thing. Like, I was very underwhelmed by the episode. I don't hate it. I just think I kind of felt like we got Games of Thrones. Like we got set up for all this cool stuff, and then like there was no really major payoffs, And here's my thing too, that the whole before I talk about Quicksilver, this is something that makes no sense to me. So Wanda, we're to believe that Wanda had no idea she had magic, which she said herself to Agatha. Like during that episode, I'm not a witch. What are you talking about? No one's ever taught me magic. And then I don't know, like she pulls this reverse Uno card, like literally 5 minutes later. I don't need you to tell me who I am. I'm the Scarlet Witch. Like, nigga, why you just say you know? Like, when did you ever? When did you get that revelation?
Yeah.
Like, this whole series, you haven't known how you even did what you did, and you know, you don't understand your powers, and now you're like, oh, I know I'm a witch. But didn't you just like watch a flashback of you using your powers and you forgot that you even did that as a kid? You thought that the Hydra experiments it's like it doesn't make sense. It's just weird writing.
I didn't really understand how she knew how to cast runes either. Like if she had no idea about runes, like how does that even like
apparently from her room, from the room she was in. It's kind of sloppy, yeah. I mean, it was cool, but it was also kind of sloppy. Like, so you just saw the runes. And
it's like, well, she just put random symbols on the wall and it happened to be runes. Like,
no, yeah. So when she was in Agatha's basement, you know, she had the runes up there. Yeah. And I guess she's saying she saw those runes because Agatha told her, like, you know, that's why her magic wouldn't work there. So I guess she saw those runes.
That's the setup, but like, don't you think it's more than like? Don't you think casting a rune is more than just like seeing the rune and being like, oh,
yeah, yeah. Like, yeah, no, definitely. I thought the same thing when I saw it. I was like, oh, this is cool, but I was also like, it really makes sense.
Yeah, I don't know. It was fun though. I don't know.
The worst part about it is, but you're making a good point. You're making the point that I'm making, that we had really good writing up until this last episode, and so that's why I didn't like it. But okay, getting to Evan Peters stuff. My man's name is Ralph Boner. Boner,
bro. How are they making that joke on Disney Plus?
Disney Plus is going to become way more than we ever think it's going to do. I heard they're getting a Disney 18 plus section. Yeah, with stuff like Deadpool, all that. But my problem with that is like you can't set up, you know, Quicksilver coming back for a boner joke. Like I feel like we got bonered, you know, and not in a good way, like in a bad way. It just totally ruined it. Like I hated it. Bono Cat said, "Oh my god, did you check out that Star Wars girl?" I do follow her, but not lately.
What happened with her? I gotta look it up.
Maybe he just means what she had to say about Wanda Vision. I don't know. So yeah, I don't know, man. Like, I just didn't love it. I thought they could have done a much better job, and I'm very confused about Evan Peters' character because he did have Quicksilver's abilities. Like, was that just from Agatha? Like, did she give him Quicksilver's abilities? Or is he like actually Quicksilver and it's just we're getting hoodwinked? I don't know.
I don't know. Like, that's another thing that they didn't really resolve. Like, obviously they know that we all know that he's the X-Men universe Quicksilver. So can we get like an explanation? Like, is he like a different universe Quicksilver coming in?
Or I'm saying that pisses me off.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because she can't be this universe's Quicksilver because that one died. So who the heck is he? Now, what's interesting too is that there were a lot of leaks. Like there were leaks saying Nightcrawler would be in it. But the weird thing is that a lot of leaks that were saying Doctor Strange and Nightcrawler were going to be in it also got a lot of stuff right. Like they got the whole thing about Monica taking a necklace off of Quicksilver and it breaking some type of spell. They said that was in the episode. They said that the kids were going to team up and help fight for a little bit. That was in the episode. There was something else they mentioned. I think about the White Vision and regular Vision basically hashing it out. I think they said that would happen. So like it seems like some of the stuff in the leaks was right, and then there was no mutant stuff or any Doctor Strange stuff though. So it makes me wonder, was that in there and they took it out? Or was it never in the cards to begin with?
Yeah, so I also like the leaks and stuff also add to the hype. Like whenever you're saying stuff like Nightcrawler is going to be in it, and then there's not, like that also adds. Like I stay away from leaks and stuff.
Well, that never made sense to me anyway. I'm like, why would they? I don't think Doctor Strange would need Nightcrawler to get in. He's Doctor Strange.
Yeah. But anyway. Yeah. I mean, just any leaks about any kind of cameo is gonna add hype where there shouldn't be. Like, I don't know, man. I felt like this finale was always doomed to fail, especially I don't know if you saw, but the day before it came out, a writer or no, it was a director, the director of all the episodes came out and said that it's going to disappoint people. Like he
Yeah, I
said
saw that.
it's gonna disappoint some people. And I was like, okay, like this isn't good. Like I know people are gonna hate this.
Well, that's the thing. I don't think it was destined to fail. I just think that they should have done a better job. Like, I'm not one of those people that needed Doctor Strange to show up or needed for Nightcrawler to be in it. But you can't tease me with another Quicksilver from another universe and then not make any of that pay off and just use a boner joke to explain it away. I think the fight between Agatha and Wanda has to make a little bit more sense and be a little bit more interesting. And those are my two biggest gripes for the episode, but I feel like those are pretty big gripes when you're talking about the finale.
Yeah, I agree with both of those, and I would add in the Monica Rambeau stuff. Like, come on.
Oh, with the
She didn't do
bullets?
anything. Yeah, it's not like not that it was a bad scene or whatever, but I just wanted her to do more. Like she's so powerful. Like,
Man, he's trying to get a black woman down.
no, like I just wanted to see, like, give me like a little taste of like the power that we're going to see in the future. Like instead of just
Yeah.
having her absorb some bullets, let's see like something crazy happen real quick.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. It is what it is. What did you think of the two finale scenes? The not finale scenes, the two post-credit scenes.
So honestly, I forget what the first one was about. What was the
It was
first?
the scroll.
Oh
was
yeah,
done.
I don't really give a shit. Oh,
Yeah.
dude.
No,
my
I
bad.
don't think anyone else cared either, really.
But the second one, I think she was like, she heard her kids' voices, right?
Yeah. While she was
So
studying the Darkhold.
Yeah, so she was probably bringing her kids back, I would assume. Is this? Do you think the show's gonna have a second season? Because I don't think so.
They said as of now, they haven't said there will be. They said there won't be as of now, but I don't know, because Loki already got green lighted for a season 2, so that's interesting. I don't know. I think potentially because it did so well, maybe.
Yeah.
I just think it'll be years from now. I kind of feel like the first one, like you said, very underwhelming because I don't think anyone really cares about the scrolls as much as Marvel Studios wants us to care about them.
Yeah.
I'm just not really interested in them at all. Maybe it's because they were in that Captain Marvel movie that was very meh. But I just think people don't really care about the scrolls, man. Like, one, just because they're not all that interesting. And two, because I think if you're a comic book fan, you know that means Secret Invasion is coming. And I'm just not a big fan of finding out that someone in the MCU all along has been a Skrull.
Yeah.
And I'm just kind of like, I don't like.
It falls under like the fake death or time travel type category where it's just like another. It's lazy.
Now I'm gonna go back and watch all the old stuff, and I'm like, oh, they were a Skrull the whole time.
Yeah.
Now, unless they do it in a way where it's like, oh my god, that's why they did this, and that's why they did that, and oh my, mind blown situation. Now, I doubt they can pull that off. But if they pull that off, then maybe you could change my mind. But as of now, I could really care less about Skrulls.
And also, how many times are they going to use that? Like, didn't they do that in the Spider-Man movie that just came out? They did that with Nick Fury, right?
Yeah, he was a Skrull. Yeah.
Yeah. So how many times? Like, come on.
They're just trying to work in Skrulls and the whole Secret Invasion storyline. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think we get it. I think we get it. Like, we're not dumb. Like,
yeah, I didn't care about that. And then the last one, I think, yeah. Here's the thing about Marvel. They play the long game. So it is quite possible that a year, 2-3 years from now, I look back at both of those scenes and I'm like, oh yeah, like what came after was so nice and juicy. But I just wanted to be a little bit more pumped and excited about the future. And those, they're not like a Thanos, showing up saying, fine, I'll do it myself. Like that gets you pumped and excited to speculate. Those clips didn't do that. That didn't do it for me. Shout out to Easton Haha. He says, hey guys, haven't been on the streams in a while. Hope y'all have been good, and I'm hoping to make more of the streams in the future. Man, thank you. We appreciate you coming through, man. Thank you for the super chat. And yeah, don't worry about it, man. We understand people are busy, dude. I understand.
Yeah.
But thank you for supporting us. But yeah, man, that's really all I have to say. I'm sorry. I feel like even talking about this has put me in a bad mood. Like, I don't want people to think that I hate it. I don't hate it. I'm disappointed, right?
Yeah.
And I think it's different from being disappointed and being upset. I just,
Yeah.
wish it had been better.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I was the one that was thinking like all week. I was just like,
Yeah, I
all
was
these people are gonna
waiting.
be so disappointed, man.
Oh, really? That's what you were
Yeah.
thinking all week?
Yeah,
See,
because it was just so hyped up. Because the thing is about this type of show, like no one had any expectation. Like, okay, most people didn't have much expectations for the show. I was pretty excited, but it seemed like the general consensus was kind of just like not just okay, WandaVision's coming out, don't really care too much. And then once it starts like gaining traction, like everyone on the internet, my dog's barking now. Everyone on the internet is like so excited, like, oh my god, Mephisto's coming, like this person's coming, Quicksilver's in it. I'm like, dude, y'all are gonna be disappointed.
I never personally believed Mephisto or Magneto or I just like, no, they're not. That's not happening. Not in this show. You don't introduce those characters in WandaVision. That was my thing. I never thought that was gonna happen.
Yeah, I wanted Magneto bad, but I always knew it wasn't gonna happen. But,
I mean, I would have loved it, but I don't see that working. It would have felt out of place. Like, I know he's Wanda's father. It just would have felt like weird though to be in this show, I think the one character that would have fit would have been Doctor Strange.
Yeah, another thing they didn't resolve, which I mean, it won't be hard to resolve, is the thing with the white Vision. Like he kind of just flies out the window after realizing he's Vision, and then just like never comes back. So I don't know.
Yeah, that man just like, all right, Deuce, I'm out of here.
I am Vision, and they just runs away.
Okay, where you going, big fella? I mean, like, here's the thing. Once again, it's all could pay off so huge down the road in Marvel. They're the master of doing that, and I know that. But I just feel like for a show like this, when you've built it up so much, and then like, I don't think we're in the wrong because a lot of people will say stuff like I've seen online, well, you guys just read too many fan theories and hyped yourself up. But I think the show itself hyped us up. Like the show itself, gave us the blue balls, so to speak. Like they're the one that introduced Quicksilver from the Fox universe. They're the one who had all these little Easter eggs and references like Demon Spawn and talking about the devil and like all that kind of stuff. Like they're the ones who did that. It's not like we didn't have anything to kind of like, we weren't just like pulling it out of nowhere. And it's like you set up a bunch of different storylines like Ralph, like, ooh, who's Ralph? They keep talking about Ralph. Who's Ralph? And then for it just to be Quicksilver and for him not even be Quicksilver, I guess it's just not rewarding. It just kind of fell flat. But I've said, I digress. I've said it enough.
Yeah, I just feel like the two ones that I felt like people overhyped a little bit was the Quicksilver one, not as much, but the engineer one. I feel like everybody hyped that up a little bit too much. They mentioned it twice, and like I felt like they should have resolved it too. But everyone was saying it's like Reed Richards and like all these other people.
Right. Yeah.
And I was just like, yeah, the show didn't really hype it up that much. They only mentioned it twice in passing. So that one I felt like was overhyped by the fans, not really the show. And then the Quicksilver thing, maybe it was just supposed to be some random person, and Feige was like, what would be fun? Let's have the Fox one come in, like just as like a little treat to the fans. Like maybe it wasn't.
That's weird though, bro.
But maybe it wasn't meant to be like a huge setup. Maybe it was just like, let's just give this to the fans real quick. Like that would be fun.
That's dumb though. You can't. Here's the thing though. Here's the problem with that. The whole WandaVision Hex situation, her being a multiverse character and manipulating realities, that lends itself to so much to the multiverse. And you got to know that if you see another version of Quicksilver from another universe, your first thing is, oh, multiverse. So I think, and Kevin Feige knows that, man. He knows that.
And also the Doctor Strange movie is called Multiverse of Madness, and it has Wanda on the poster. So
Thank you. Miss Raw says, I think this is going to be the way things go forward. I hope I said your name right, by the way. Series will set stuff up, but the big reveals are going to come with the movies where they can make the real money. Yeah, you're probably right. And like, I think maybe once we see Doctor Strange and the stuff to come, like Spider-Man, we'll be more okay with how the show ended. Even though I still feel, and it's just me, I still feel that it should have been more better.
More better. Yeah.
More better. I think, it just I'm done with that. Chat, it's been fun. It's been real. I think I'm about to get out of here. I appreciate you guys for coming through like always. Justin, unless you have anything else to say, how are you feeling? What are you thinking?
I mean, that's pretty much it. Like, I like the final episode more than most people, but I definitely see where the complaints are coming from.
Yeah, I just realized that your thing the whole time is that at Lost Justin is this man. I forgot you changed
that's
your
my
handle.
at now, dude.
Yeah, we got to talk about that.
Dude, Justin is lost is taken. I don't know who has it, but they need to give it to me.
I mean, even the 0 is better at Lost Justin.
Nah, dude, it looked gross.
Why don't you just put Lost Justin? I'm sure that's pretty tight taken too, huh?
I don't know, but
It probably is.
I don't know. I'm not good at Twitter.
You could do Justin is lost, but the is be a big old W. I mean, not W, a big old 1 instead of an I.
No, dude, I can't. I couldn't stand having a number in my name.
Yeah, no, that's a joke. Yeah, guys, thank you for coming through to the podcast. Thank you to all the recent subs. Thank you to all the people that put in the super chat, and thank you for just rocking with us, man, and being a fan of Star Wars and of Marvel. And it's a good time to be a Marvel fan. Maybe not as a good time to be a Star Wars fan, but I am of the opinion that Kathleen is on the way out, and maybe I will live to eat these words, but I think she's going, man. I think by the end of this year, no more Kathleen. Wait, when is her contract run out, Justin?
I think it's September.
Yeah, I think she's gone in September. I don't see them re-signing her.
Hope so.
Not after all these issues.
I don't know why they would, but I hope so.
Yeah. All right, guys. With that being said, we will see you next week. And until then, bye.